Hello. I'm going to do another quick Unifrog tutorial today, and we're going to have a look at the activities section, which is a little bit lower down on the page. So if you scroll down past the know-how library, past the MOOCs, etc., then you'll find this section here called activities. Now, if you haven't looked at this section yet, it's great to start thinking about ahead of compiling your personal statement or trying to create a CV, etc., as the activities that you've involved yourselves in, which as we'll look at in a minute can involve a whole host of things really, are going to be very, very key in evidencing the experiences and the skills and the qualities that you have, as what employers and admissions teams, etc., want to see from you is that you've got things that actually back up certain skills and attributes that you claim to have on your personal statements and your CVs. So if you click in to go to the tool, you can see here that it recommends that you at least come up with 10 activities you record here. Now, at the moment, as somebody maybe that's done lots of different activities in the past but not recorded them yet, we're going to be doing this retrospectively. But the idea is with Unifrog is that you carry on using it, and if, say, you start a new activity, you can log that at the time in which you're doing it, so that it just becomes a way to record things that you're doing anyway, and you do them as they come along. But for today's purpose, we're going to obviously put ourselves in the situation that we haven't been doing that, but we'd like to start doing it. So we can add an activity, and obviously we're going to be adding our first one. Now, it has your role here, which obviously if you've got something in mind, you can start typing into that straight away. There might be some of you that are worried that you haven't had that many different opportunities and experiences yet, and you might be somebody watching this video and thinking, well, I don't think I've actually got that many things to talk about. What I'd advise you to do if you're struggling and something to put in that top box is just go on the click down here. And when you click on this, it comes up with groups of activity types. Now, I think this might be a great prompt for many of you who may be either struggling to remember things or think that they haven't done worthwhile enough activities to track. Lots of the things you do day to day, lots of one-off experiences, provide you with great evidence to talk about skills and attributes. And this just shows you how simple some of these things are. So maybe come to this for a little bit of inspiration. And for instance, one thing that I might pick on, say for instance I was interested in studying literature at university, then I could click on reading books at academic journals. And for this now, I'm just kind of a reader, okay? You don't need to worry too much about this role here, because this is just for your own note-taking more than anything. So I'm an independent reader because actually when I'm applying for the literature course, I want to show them that I haven't just read what's included in the course content. I've done my own reading, and other types of literature have really inspired me and have captivated my attention and shown me things about the world. And I'm just going to record really here what I've read and why it struck me. So I might put read The Handmaid's Tale by Atwood and was struck by the feminist themes running throughout, and this led me to explore other dystopian and feminist literature. Everyone makes typos, look. So just a quick note here to myself, and I might just record, you know, that I read that and this here, and I don't need anybody to attest it because it was just me reading a book. But you might think, do you know what, that is something that really resonated with me, reading that text there, reading that journal. It could just be an article, it could be, you know, anything to do with a subject you're interested in. But I'm just going to record that there because I think actually my own views that I've got to share on that text shows something about me as a potential future literature student, and it might be something I want to include in my personal statement. So then I can just add that activity. I'm just going to go non-applicable for the referee. Okay, so then there's my one. And then you can add all different kinds of things. So that was something a little bit more independent. There's all different things on here. Like, so if you're part of anything like the cadets, then you can add that in. If you've done any volunteering, so I might put in there. You might put in that, you know, that you were recently an admin volunteer, okay, and that you helped out at a local food bank run from a community mosque. And then you can reflect. You can just make some general notes here. Reflect on interacting with people of different backgrounds, languages, needs, etc. And admin role, you had to acquire skills in organisation, written communication, working with others, etc. So it's just a chance for you to put some extra things, and then you might say, well, I did this actually in the time that we were off school, where food banks were used a lot more, and so I've done that during 2020, and I might be able to put in there the volunteer leads, and I'll keep it anonymous for now, and may be able to attest for that as activity. And so you can just keep adding to them like this, okay? And just some of the other things, I won't add any more now for you, but some of the things on there, like if you've done anything creative yourself, you know, even if it's just a small thing, maybe you've set up a stall to raise money for charity in the past, you can talk about that. You can reflect on team enterprise at the start of year 12 and think about anything creative that you're able to put together there, the skills you're able to show. Budgeting, you know, maybe you've acquired a part-time job, or you have in the past, and from that you learned how to save and budget for certain things, or maybe you went on a holiday and were responsible for your own budgeting, and you can talk about how you've done that. Event planning, maybe you've been involved in certain committees in your community, planning certain events or putting together events within school as well. You could say what role you've taken on in there. But then there's also even things like family responsibilities, caring for other people. Maybe you've got an elderly person within the family that you've helped take care of recently, or perhaps you have younger siblings or younger cousins that you babysit for your parents or for your aunties and uncles, etc. And you can say about all the great skills you've learned from there. And the list goes on and on. There's obviously paid work as well. So if you have got any part-time work currently, or if you've had it in the recent past, then you can add that in. That's always a good one for people to talk about part-time jobs. Sport is obviously an excellent one as well. Any sport, independent or teamwork, where you can show you have discipline and commitment. They say great things about you, about your personal attributes. And then there's also more about your work experience, etc. So this is a chance for you to log, and I don't think there's a limit. There's just a suggestion of a minimum of 10 really. You can log all of these things here, and you might want to go into this now, add what you've done to this point, and then going forward you can just continue to log them, and then you can build up then this picture of yourself, and this gives you a really easy then list to refer to when you start putting together your personal statements. Okay, so just check out the activity section on Unifrog. As always, if there's anything else I can help you with Unifrog or otherwise, then just give me an email, okay?